Hey, what's up guys? I'm Justin Johnson. Welcome to the Guitar Loft, and today I'm going to be teaching you all about this new program called Decoda from a company called Z-Plane. So Z-Plane sent me this program a few weeks back, and I was excited about checking it out, and I read a little bit about it. It sounded like a cool product, and when I started using it and seeing actually like how well it performed and did what it did, it really blew my mind. So I'm looking forward to showing you guys what it's all about. Before I get into it, check this out. Here's a song. It's my song "Loose Change" from my Driving It Down album, and this is what the track sounds like before, just normal. I can pull into what's called focus mode, isolate just the guitar part. Let's say I want to slow it down to learn it. I can slow it down to quarter speed. And then I can actually take that guitar part out. So now I'm hearing the whole band except for that guitar part. And you can also, because this is great, like now I've created a backing track. Let's say I want to play this song in a different key. I can modulate, let's say it's in E now, I want to go up to G. Now I can practice the same song in a different key. So you can see, that's really quick what this does. It does a lot more, but let me go in, show you how to load it up, and show you a little bit more in depth what Decoda is all about. So I'm going to go down here and open Decoda. And what's nice is right when it starts up, it gives you all of this these tutorials. So it's really easy to learn, it's really intuitive, and they've got great videos to teach you how to use all the functions in it. I'm going to close this. So you just drag some audio here. This is a file, it's a song, an original song of mine from my Driving It Down album. It's called Loose Change. So I'm going to show you exactly how it processes the song. So here's the drum intro right here. And you can check it out too. It automatically, like, I know because I recorded this song that this song wasn't actually recorded to a click or a metronome when we recorded it. But Decoda's automatically figured out where the beats fall based on the waveform, and it's calculated it perfectly. It actually, down here, you can edit the key and time. It calculated that the key is in the key of E, and that it's 86 beats per minute, and it nailed it. That's true, so it's really cool. You can see here the chords are being played over the waveform. And the first chord here is E, which it is. It's done a great job. Staying on E. And it goes to A, that's exactly right, and then back to E. So you can see already, just if this was the only function, this would be great because it's already giving me the chord changes for the song that I put in. And it's doing a very accurate job of showing which chords go where. If you want to change any of the chords, you can. Like right here, it heard a D minor, and you can just take that off. And you can edit these any way you want. Let's say you want to change the chord to one that you know is there, or you want to be more specific, or take some of these off. You can edit those any way you want, which is really nice. You can also edit where the parts go. So part B right here. Let's say I want to make this part come in right at the first progression here, and that's at measure 5. So at measure 5, I'll start there. So I started here at measure 5, and I know this is a 12-bar progression, and so I'm going to extend it to 12 bars. And I'm going to make this, let's say, verse 1, this 12-bar form right here. I can go over here to parts, and I'm going to create a new part and call that verse 1. So now let's change it up here to verse 1. I can do the same thing with all these parts and break down the song in a format that's easy to study, easy to learn. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, so I broke down the song into the different sections, and now when I want to go to those different sections and study them, let's say I want to go to the first solo, the wah-wah pedal solo, I just click that and I can hit play. Okay, so the next part is called focus mode, and this is where Decoda really shines and does some things that I've never seen any other program do. Check this out. You click down here, it'll pop this screen up over here. What it basically does is when I play the song, this is going to process the song in a visual form over here on the screen. And you can see these dots down here are actually parts of the song. And it's basically this square grid goes from left to right. That's the stereo field from left to right. And up and down is the frequency. Low frequency at the bottom, high frequency at the top. So you can see my guitar solo is right over here on the left. And if I want to isolate it, I can just isolate it like that. And so same thing, let me go back to the melody here. Let me go back to melody 1. And you can listen here. And so this makes it really easy to isolate the lead, isolate the melody, whatever you want, and then you can learn it. If you want to take it slower, let's say you want to learn it note by note, play it back. And let's say I want to go halftime. Or even slower. So again, being able to isolate the guitar part and then slow the track down, it makes it really easy to learn those notes one note at a time and get some of the inflections and even learn about where the song is and where it's mixed in the stereo field is really cool too. Let's say I want to learn the bass line. They have another cool function for that. So if I go down here, I can see the bass line right around here. But sometimes it's hard to hear the low notes and really get some good definition on those when you're wanting to learn them. So they have a button here where you can actually raise the track an octave. So if you take that bass line and then raise it an octave, it's a whole lot easier to learn. There's down an octave, and then up an octave. So you can tell it's crazy. There's much more note definition when it's up an octave. It makes it a lot easier to learn. Let me highlight that lead again, and I'm going to show you then how to take the lead out. Okay, so I've got the lead selected. I'm going to hit the focus button again. And now it's taken that same selected area out. Instead of that being the only thing you hear, now you don't hear that at all. And now you can play along to the song's rhythm, bass, drums, rhythm guitar, all of that, without the lead in there. And this will continue to loop over. You select the area you want to loop, and you can practice it then without that lead guitar part in there. Let's say you learn that lead melody, and now you want to go back and practice it. You can practice it at full speed. You can practice it at halftime. And what's even better is, let's say you're a singer and you want to do the song in a different key. You want to practice it in a different key, but the original is maybe outside of your range. You can also modulate the key when you do this of the entire track. So this is in E, but let's say your band wants to play this song, but they tune a half step down. You can play it and then just modulate it a half step down. And all the functionality of it works like this when you modulate it. So I can do the full song and go into focus mode and just do the melody again. Or I can do it like backing track mode. They take it back to the original key. Go up to G if you want. So just in this short amount of time, we've taken a song, we've been able to learn the chords, structure out the song pattern, isolate parts to learn them, slow them down if you want to, turn the song into a backing track by removing the part of the song that you want to learn and that you want to play with. And if that's not enough, there's also an entirely different part of the program. If you click on the keyboard on the right side, and this maps out the entire song basically in MIDI, so you can see where the notes fall, what notes they are. And so in this mode right here, you can actually see these lines and shapes are representative of where the notes are in the song. I've highlighted this area on the right in focus mode, and so it's only drawing information from this area that I've focused on, which is where the lead guitar melody is. So when I want to learn this lead guitar melody, I can zoom in a little more here. So I'll play this phrase back that I want to learn. And I can actually trace these different notes right here. And as I do it, not only will it be showing me where those notes are so that I can check the melody and learn it one note at a time, but it'll also be automatically programming this into a MIDI file that I can later export, and I can even make tablature from it if I want to. So let me draw this with the pencil. And I can extend it to a longer note. You can hear that MIDI note as I do this. So let's hear what this sounds like now that it's got the synth programmed in with it. You can see I missed this one up here. There we go. And I can change the mix also if I want to hear mainly the MIDI notes to see if I hit them. And for me, it's just crazy to be able to not only, have the song processed like this automatically. It saves so much time, but then to actually be able to go in and process in a visual way like this and check it using the MIDI, what these melody notes are, what these lead notes are, and it gives you an insight into the song that I've never seen before. You know, this is the kind of thing that over years of ear training, studying music theory, studying engineering and producing, when you hear a song, a good engineer or a good producer kind of maps it out this way with parts and with melodies and through the stereo field. But what Decoda does, which is really cool, is it gives you the whole song laid out the way that would be ideally in your mind, but it does it on the computer, and you can save it, you can edit it, and you can export it in ways that are really cool. So I could actually export this MIDI, like I said, that I just programmed in, and then I can open that MIDI, let's say in another program where I can write guitar tabs, and it will already have done, 80% of the work for me. I just have to tweak it and make it work for that program. Or I could, let's say, go up here, and if I have a bandmate, let's say we're all learning songs, I create this, I can export the entire project, send it to my bandmate, they can open it up in Decoda and have my whole layout of the song ready for them to practice. Knowing, having been in a lot of bands myself, I know that sometimes one member practices it one way, then you realize maybe they learned a different version of the song, maybe they have different chord changes in their mind. It takes a while for everyone to get on the same page. This is a great way to communicate and collaborate with other musicians, to where when you do finally get into the practice room, you guys already know the exact same song, you know the exact same format, the same key, and are already locked in on the same page. Also, you can export audio loops. So if you want to practice your backing tracks, let's say you took this guitar part out and you want to practice it on your, your device later, listening to it, playing guitar, practicing, it makes that really easy to do. So you can just load up these loops and listen to that backing track you created over and over in however many keys you created it in. So it's just a killer program, and it's been saving me so much time. It's been getting me excited. I wanted to share it with you guys. You can find it. It's available on the Z-Plane website. Again, it's called Decoda, and I hope you guys have as much fun with it as I'm having.